Still looking kind of green. The water might help.
Thank you. Any idea when we might be getting out of here?
Yeah, as soon as they find my nephew.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you're Elizabeth's brother. This must be hell for you.
I just hope I called the lockdown in time. It's so disruptive, I didn't want to put the patients at risk, but if anything happens to Aiden...
Hey. You made the best call that you could under the circumstances. All right? That's all anyone can ever do.
That's what I always tell my interns. Thank you for reminding me to listen to myself.
Anytime.
Not to lay it on too thick, but you really did save a life today. I could have never pulled Ethan through without you.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we ever get out of here, I'll let you buy me a drink.
You're on.
I just froze. I couldn't even help you. I couldn't move.
Well, I obviously survived, so no, I'm done.
Luckily, Dr. Weber was right there. He had to get Olivia, Johnny's girlfriend, to apply pressure to your wound because I was basically useless.
You froze before, didn't you? When your boyfriend crashed into the ER.
I thought I was over it. I'm not. I wanted to help you. I knew exactly what to do. It wasn't even that complicated, but I froze. Inside, I was screaming to myself, don't let him die, don't let him die. That's exactly what almost happened.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. You know, if the roles had been reversed, I wouldn't have even had time to freeze because I would have been way too busy fleecing all of the fallen and then making a break for it.
You're lying. But thank you.
Maybe these expensive shoes you wear aren't so good for your feet after all, huh?
Trust me, they're worth it. Besides, I have you to minister to me.
Careful. You two could be cited for public ardency.
We'll risk it. Shouldn't you be running along? I'm sure Sonny's waiting.
Excuse me?
That is where you're headed, isn't it?
Boss has got a pretty cool present for you, too.
Well, I don't accept gifts from men I'm planning to send to prison, so... And I'm certainly not involved with
Sonny. With Sonny. I know. That's what all of them have said. Isn't it? Let's see. Carly, Alexis, Emily, Kate Howard, to name but a few. Yes, they all tried to save Sonny's soul, but Sonny is still at large, surrounded by walls and bodyguards, brooding, waiting for his latest conquest, which would be you, to wander into his lair.
You know, Diane, you really gotta change careers. Have you thought about writing romantic fiction?
Fair warning. Sonny Corinthos has exquisite taste in gifts. But the women who were foolish enough to accept those gifts, they lost their jobs, or they went insane, or they got pregnant. Sometimes all three.
All I know is we should have been able to get on with his life after Sonny's trial, but that didn't happen. Because of you.
Consider consequences. Like you didn't do the night Claudia died at the cabin. What's the fallout from Michael if you kill me? That kid needs to move on with his life, not deal with another murder.
You're the reason he went to prison in the first place. And that makes you responsible for what happened to him there. What he had to go through. What he's gonna have to carry for the rest of his life. The permanent damage that was done to a kid who didn't deserve it because you were arrogant. People try to tell you were wrong, Dante, but you wouldn't listen. You blew Michael's life apart. Why shouldn't I kill you right now?
I know you think you are in control with Sonny, that you're manipulating him, but listen to me. You're not.
You seem to have managed.
Oh, please. I'm completely immune to the charms of Sonny Corinthos. However, I am more than susceptible to those of his sexy, spontaneous bodyguard. You big mug.
You know, the boss is much easier to deal with when he's in a relationship, so you might want to move things along if you know what I'm saying.
There is nothing to move along,
Oh, come
okay?
on. Sonny's been hitting on you for weeks. You probably went over to his house or his office just to set him straight. Two of you argued, and then he gave you an earth-shattering kiss.
And now's about the time she gets a really nice gift.
That's right. So my guess is that Sonny has found some reason to summon you, and you are on your way to tell him up close and personal that the two of you have no future together. Am I close?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That means I'm right on track. Final warning. Sonny Corinthos wrote the book on who's zooming who. You have no hope of outmaneuvering him. So I just have one request. Please, use birth control.
Call me when you have an update.
So did he find anything on Nurse Jane Morgan?
Well, there's no criminal record. There's not a lot of records, period. She just moved to Port Charles a few months ago. I mean, they're checking for referrals and references, but so far they've come up empty.
So if she is Franco's plant, then is the name Jane Morgan, is it a joke? Is it to taunt us? What is it?
I don't know. But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna have her paged.
What? You don't really expect her to answer, do you?
Well, she might, especially if she doesn't want us to think she has anything to hide.
She might realize we're onto her.
Oh, what if she panics? What if she hurts Aiden?
You kill me, there are two ways this could go. You're apprehended, do maximum prison time for killing a cop. Or you take off, spend the rest of your life on the run. Either way, you're gone. There's no way you go back to either life or the people you belong.
You know what? I've thought about that. And guess what? I've decided it's worth it as long as you pay for what you did to Michael. The people I care about will be better off if you're not around.
You're gonna kill me because you want to. Right now, you don't give a damn who would suffer from it. You need to be thinking about Michael.
Commissioner Scorpio is settled in ICU. I'm gonna check on him in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Thank you.
I hear you took a back seat in surgery. That has to be a first.
Yeah, well, Matt did a great job. I was just along for the ride.
Oh, well, Ethan's fine too. Thanks for asking. It was pretty straightforward. Didn't take long at all.
That's good.
Unlike the first hour of lockdown when I was stuck with Robin. We talked about you, by the way. It seems that you've convinced her that you would never, ever cheat on her. I mean, that doesn't seem fair considering that you already have. So, why don't we just be honest? I mean, let's tell her the truth about our relationship.
We don't have a relationship.
Oh, yes, we do.
I'm gonna take you back to your room so you can get some rest.
How can I rest when Aiden is still missing?
Okay. Nurse Morgan didn't answer the page. But, the baby's ankle monitor still hasn't set off the alarm.
She probably took it off.
You said yourself it's a special procedure if they don't take it off just right.
Who knows how long she's been planning this? She could have figured out a way around the security system before the lockdown started and has our baby halfway out of the country by now.
Michael will blame himself. Not only for my death, he'll go all the way back to Claudia's. Isn't that enough guilt and misery for one kid to carry around? Add to that whatever messed up thing happened to him.
Don't talk
I
about
won't say
that.
add to anything about that to anyone. Look, I get that you hate me. I hate myself for what happened to Michael, but this isn't about you and me. What do you think happens to Michael if you kill me? Is your own satisfaction and need for revenge more important than his well-being? If it is, then shoot me right now.